Hey everybody, welcome back to Review A Day, episode number 169. I'm Leland, and thank you guys for joining me. The film I'm reviewing for you guys today is the film 9, and this is from director Shane Acker. I believe this is his feature film debut. He made a computer-animated short called 9 that this is based on. This movie stars Christopher Plummer, Martin Landau, John C. Reilly, one of my favorites. You got Crispin Glover, Jennifer Connelly, and Elijah Wood playing our main character, who is 9. This movie is set in a post-apocalyptic world where there has been a battle of machine versus man, and this scientist has created 9 burlap little bastards to try and save humanity. His 9th creation, voiced by Elijah Wood, he's a little bit scrappier. He questions the leader of his little gang, and he's ultimately going to be the one who's going to try to shake things up and save the day. A couple things struck me about 9. I don't really know who this movie is for, because on one hand, the movie looks great, it's dark, it's violent, and it doesn't seem like it's for kids. But on the other hand, the script, I think, left a lot to be desired. Everything that is really interesting about this movie comes from the look and the direction and all of the action sequences. The script is a very by-the-numbers kind of fantasy story. 9 is, he's the only one who's going to really buck up and try to save the day. In the beginning of the movie, 9 and the John C. Reilly beanbag bastard, as I've been calling them in my head the last couple of days, they're going to cross they're going to cross this giant field and try to get something. Very Lord of the Rings. And Lord of the Rings didn't excite me, and the plot of this movie didn't necessarily excite me. It leaves a lot to be desired. There's really not much to the characters in them. The dialogue isn't very great. There's some moments in the film where they attempt humor, but it's just really not funny. And so I was kind of confused. I was like, well, is this a kid's film? Because the script isn't very good. But it's not, because it is really violent and very dark. I love that this movie is violent and that it's dark. It's scary. There are parts of this movie where I was like, oh shit! You will go to this movie and I think you will have a good time. If you saw the trailer and you went, ooh, that looks interesting, the action sequences, that's what this movie is going to give you in spades. I think that's what you're going to go and see this movie for, and that's what you're going to take away from it. Couple interesting things I found about this movie. I'm shocked that this movie isn't in 3D, and I don't know why it isn't, because I think I would have enjoyed it that much more, and I would have enjoyed those action sequences a lot more had they been in 3D. And I feel like there were times in this film where it was supposed to be in 3D. There were moments when characters were reaching toward the screen or something lunges toward you. I think this movie would have played so much better in CG. I really do. The other thing that struck me about this film was that it's not a video game. And I'm kind of surprised that it isn't, because the plot of it feels like a video game. It does have that kind of Lord of the Rings plot to it about a character who's trying to go a great distance to save the day. But the movie never leaves survival mode. And I think that is what ended up leaving me most cold about this film, where the characters in that it never leaves survival mode. And what I mean by that is that the characters kind of just go from one location to another, and the story really never picks up. They're kind of just running from one nameless monster to another. The nameless monsters are fantastic to look at. I mean, if you're going to have nameless monsters in your movie, make them interesting, make them scary. Some of the monsters in this movie are goddamn creepy. One of them reminded me of that creepy spider baby doll head thing that Sid had in Toy Story, that creepy Connects baby doll thing. This one was like a beanbag spider. Scared the shit out of me. Very scary. But I've said this before, is that great action sequences don't make a great film. It's one of the things that I think left me a little cold about Star Trek as well. Star Trek is far superior to this film, but I think this movie is very interesting. The look of the movie is great. I am surprised that Little Big Planet didn't sue, because some of the characters in this movie look straight out of the PS3 game Little Big Planet. If you haven't seen that, look it up on YouTube and you'll know exactly what I'm looking about. The movie looks great. The action sequences are great. The plot, not very great. The script left a lot to be desired. I wanted some more interesting characterizations. Go to this movie and check it out, though. I give 9 a 3 out of 5. It's an interesting movie, so I would definitely give it a glance. If you guys like this review, make sure to head over to nitpicket.com or Dampercast and check out the podcasts I do. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.